Hello, this is Jason of Dr. Gaming Plays, and I wanted to give a couple quick updates since I made this video. First of all, when I first made this video, my channel name was originally going to be Dr. Gamer Plays, but I had to change that since that was already taken. But more importantly, I wanted to give an update about the availability of Witch on the Holy Night. So as of December 17th, it is actually not available through Amazon for the PlayStation 4. I don't know if they're going to get more copies available. I do see some eBay listings of around $60 to $65, so that is more than the retail price. And I saw a couple of crazy listings for the Switch version, where it was over $300. So if you want a physical copy and you have a PlayStation 4, you may not want to wait too much longer in order to grab that. However, it did drop for the PC on Steam on December 14th for there where I think it's around 40 bucks. So that is also another option to play this game. Anyways, that's all I wanted to give for this quick update and kind of a new intro. And anyways, on to my original video. Hello, this is Jason as Dr. Gamer Plays, and what I want to talk about in this video is my experience with playing through my very first visual novel. Now, visual novels were not a genre I really considered up until recently, having focused most of my attention on Western action games and Japanese role-playing games, both action and turn-based. So I know a lot of YouTube content creators out there do play these games, so I decided, well, what the heck, why don't I just try one out? And the very first one that I tried is Witch on the Holy Night. So how I discovered this game is it wasn't a suggestion from the internet or from another YouTuber or anything like that. It actually just randomly showed up as a suggested item on my Amazon list when I was looking for something else. And when I read the description that this game contains, some magic and supernatural elements, those are things that I enjoy in the games that I play and also enjoy watching on TV and movies. So, that's a pretty good hook for me, so I thought I would give it a try. Also, really, I am kind of a sucker for big boxes and also for art books. I haven't looked at this art book yet, even though I have completed the game, but I will do so soon. So anyways, if you like what you see in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to be aware of when new content comes out. So before I give my thoughts about Witch on the Holy Night, I'd like to address a little bit about the availability of this game as it currently stands. So it was introduced, I think, late last year or early this year at a pretty decent price, especially for games of this nature, of around $49. And it came out for both the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. I'm assuming that there is also a version for the PC. So at the time of this video, it's really hard to find the Switch version. Its completed listings are running from about $110 to about $130. And the PlayStation 4 version is still available on Amazon, but the price is starting to go up, and it's gone up probably about $15, $20 since when I last purchased it earlier in the year. So if this is a game that you think you might want to play, if you have a PS4, probably with the price difference, I would suggest going with that version. Although I understand that people do like the mobility aspects of the Switch version, just expect to pay a lot of money. Now, as far as the gameplay goes for Witch on the Holy Night, there isn't really too much to get into because it is a visual novel. It's known as a kinetic visual novel because you don't really have any choices as you're reading it. You're just kind of going along for the ride, and that was something I really actually appreciated at the time I was playing it, because I had just gotten through both chapters of the Crossbell arc and a couple of other games, and I was just kind of in a period when I wanted to be just more passive and sit back and enjoy something. So most of the time you're just going to be hitting the X button if you're on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, or the A button on the Nintendo Switch. The game does have a good interface for when you want to go back and watch some of the previous chapters, and it's under the archives. And it's a good idea to check that archive when you do complete a main chapter, because sometimes there are some bonus chapters that appear that give some more background story. And some of these are pretty short. There are actually a few of them that are pretty long, and is almost as long as the main chapters themselves. So one other thing I'd like to say about the gameplay is that there's an autosave feature, and that actually this novel saves quite frequently, and that's really something I appreciated, because there are some nights where I only have about a half hour to sit down and read it, and other times where I have more time. Although there was more than one occasion where I intended only to read for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Now suddenly 2.5 hours later, and I'm regretting that decision on the next morning during the work week. So that is to say that this game does quickly pull you in, and I found it to be very enjoyable. So I know one of the things I need to work on with these videos is to show a little bit more personality, a little bit more, excitement in when I'm shooting these videos, and kind of just dispel the notion that sometimes I sound a little bit wooden. I want to talk to you about the very first experience I had with Witch on the Holy Night, and how it was actually a little bit traumatic. Oh my gosh, Sarah, come here, quick. This game has scarred me. They killed a cat in the beginning of the game. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler. Anyways, what should I do? What should I touch some grass?
Yes. Touch grass.
Touch grass?
Yeah.
I think I need to do this together with you. I don't think I can do it on my own.
I'm allergic.
You're allergic to grass. You have any other suggestions?
You can touch grass or pet Loki.
Yeah, I think the easiest thing for me to do is just hold the cat. There we go. Oh, that calms him down. So anyways, that quick cameo was guest starring Akira, and she has some things she'd like to say to you.
This is my father. He's pretty great. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at AkiraStrawberry3. I'll put how to spell that in the description.
Okay, thank you very much, Akira. Now back on to my short mini review of Witch on the Holy Night. Now, as far as the story goes to this game, I don't want to give away too much or say too much, because I don't want to spoil it for people. And the creators of this game are really strict about what you can record as footage as far as this game goes. So having said that, the two of the main characters, Ao Akazaki and Alice Kunji, are living together in a mansion, and they're both witches. And there's a third character, Sojiro Suzuki, who witnesses something that he's not really supposed to witness, and that gets him into a whole bunch of trouble. And that issue becomes intertwined in some of the issues that Eiko and Alice are dealing with. And I thought the story was really well put together. I thought the pacing was very good. And I'll say, since I don't want to give too much of the story, I will talk a little bit about the graphics and the sound as well. As far as the graphics goes, I didn't mention this earlier in the video, but this is an HD remake of this game as it was originally released in the PC, I think about 10 years ago. So the visuals are really nice. They and really go along with the dialogue that's being said in the story. And there's some of them that actually they did a really good job of updating the visuals, and some of them parts of it look very striking to me. And as far as the music goes, I really enjoyed the music. I think the music choices that they made throughout the game really fit the atmosphere of what you're reading in the story very well. So overall for me, this was a really enjoyable experience as far as gameplay goes. I in fact enjoyed this game a lot better than I thought I would, since I didn't really have any expectations of whether I would like or dislike a visual novel before I started playing this one, since I hadn't played one before, but I did really enjoy this one. So as far as the localization goes for this game, there are just a few things I wanted to touch upon. So I do have a collaboration video that I made with my daughter Kira, where we talked about the different experiences you can get when one chooses to listen to English voices for the game if they're available, or the Japanese voices. And I don't know if that video is going to be up before this one or after I've completed this one, but just to make everyone aware that with this visual novel, there are only Japanese voices. And I think if there had been an option to have English voices instead, I don't know if I would have selected that option. And some of the reasons that we kind of gave in that video is for like major emotions where somebody's really happy or somebody's really upset, there are certain things about tone of voice and that kind of thing are sort of shared and universal. But there are a lot of subtleties that can get lost, I think, between, with whether you're listening to English voices or Japanese voices. I think if this had this had an English dub, it might have not have come across completely. So I think I would have just stuck with the Japanese voices. And one thing I did notice during the game too is there can be, as the English text is being printed, there could be either a small sentence of English text with a lot of Japanese voice, and there can be like a long sentence in English where there's not much that's said in Japanese. And I think that's also sometimes it can be a challenge in localization, is that the timing for these things, if it's already been made, is already been programmed into the game itself. So I think that may potentially pose some challenges. So don't let the fact that that the voice work is only in Japanese keep you from playing this. I think it's a really enjoyable visual novel. So in conclusion, if you didn't pick up on it, I really enjoyed playing this visual novel. And will I play more visual novels in the future? I think I probably will. I'm just not really sure of what I want to pick up next when I'm in the mood to do that again. I do tend to like stories, and even the anime that I watch and some of the games I play that have supernatural, horror, or sci-fi elements in them. So those would be the kinds of ones I more gravitate towards. And I think it's a good idea just to have like a couple on hand for, times where you just come home and you're tired from the workday and you don't want to slog through a grind fest with a turn-based role-playing game, or just too tired to even follow what's going on in the action game. So that's all I really have to say about my experience with my first visual novel, and in particular Witch on the Holy Night. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It's the only way that YouTube will really know if you like this video or not. And if you want to be notified of when new content is available, please also hit the subscribe button. Anyways, this is Dr. Gamer Plays, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye for now.